Roadshows and Stuff. I'm your host, Doug McLean.
Frank Mancina, what's going on? What do you think is going to happen in the future?
Three?
No idea.
And that's why I think, I have to accept here, hey, got it. That's why I think people in general need to pay more attention to penguins. And
they're a pretty good species.
They're not being born as fast as they're dying, Frank. Concern. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of Roadshows and Stuff. I'm your host, Doug McLean, Vice President of Partnerships at MRA, joined here by Mr. Frank Mancina.
Mancina.
Oh, Mancina. Sorry. Yes. I thought we cleared that up before the episode.
No.
What do you do, Frank?
I'm Director of Partnerships Canada for MRA, Mobile Experiential.
Role. In today's episode, we're not going to give anybody any inside scoop on the fact that this is the third recording. But what are we talking about today, Frank?
Doug, today we're talking about winter activations, the do's and don'ts.
Yes, which is something you have to take into consideration. We've talked about it before. A lot of our clients, you're doing a road show. You're on the road, let's say, for 36 weeks in any given year. You want to hit every major market in North America. That includes Toronto, Edmonton, St. John's, Regina, Yellowknife. I'm out of Canadian cities. Those are the only.
Vancouver.
I'm not even sure some of those were cities.
No, you're right.
So because of that, you can't always be in the northern states or northern provinces in the summer months, right? So there are a lot of things to take into consideration when you're touring in the winter.
I agree. What are those, Doug? What are they?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me. I don't have any notes.
No, exactly, right? We have to, at the end of the day, if their clients have a specific sales cycle that they're purchasing in the winter months, then obviously they're going to want to be in front of their clients in the winter months, right? So as much as we want to, follow the sun and be in the southern states and southern parts of Canada, being, southwestern Ontario and the lower mainland of British Columbia. But, at the end of the day, we do have to, if the sales are going to happen in the winter months, the sales are going to happen.
It's got to happen, right? Economies don't shut down in the winter months. So most of our trucks, the expandable units, are hydraulically actuated, right? Which can be somewhat finicky in cold weather, especially when they're not being used consistently and constantly, meaning every hour of every day. A lot of aircraft, their systems are all hydraulic, right? But they're in constant use. If our trailer is driving down the road in, sub-zero weather for 3 or 4 days and you go to set up for an event, it may take a little bit longer than usual, especially during the setup. What are some of the things that our drivers face during the setup process? Things that have to be taken into consideration.
Well, obviously, the weather being the big one, right? So, if you're parking in a parking lot and you didn't realize that there was a snowstorm a few days ago, and you get there and there's a pile of snow, or it's not cleared yet, obviously we have to, take that into consiation.
That's a nightmare.
You got a problem solved on the spot there, right?
So that 1 hour setup in perfect or ideal weather conditions could easily turn into something that's 2-3+ hours. Not to mention technology in the interior, right? You're setting up all these monitors, you're setting up touch screens, touch pads, various displays that incorporate tons of different technology. That can take a while to warm up. The HVAC systems. So it's an aluminum trailer, metal trailer rolling down the highway, sitting in a parking lot. It's been going 80 miles an hour down the road, whatever. They're freezing. They're insulated, but that only helps within reason, right? So because of that, it can take 4, 5, sometimes 6 hours if it's absolutely freezing cold in the inside. A lot of times what we'll do is we will run the generators overnight, or if we're running off of shore power, we'll just keep the HVAC systems running overnight. Let's say you have a show at 9 a.m. the following morning. You'd probably want to get out there to fire up all the systems at 5, 6 o'clock. And It doesn't have to be 80 degrees Fahrenheit inside either, especially when it's -10 outside. When it reaches temperatures of 60, 70 degrees, it can be fairly comfortable for people that are in there with that much of a dramatic change in ambient temperature.
Which is about 25 degrees Celsius, Doug?
25 degrees Celsius. Easy way to do the conversion. If it's 5-degree Fahrenheit, multiply it times 7 and divide by 13. And that'll give you a quick way to
multiply by 2 and add
Celsius.
32-ish.
That's witchcraft.
No, but
So anyway,
but
you bring up a good point about,
about
about the lot in general too. If there's 3 feet of snow, the driver's got to be out there shoveling the pathway, making sure everything's cleared off. Opening the front doors, the awning, make sure there are no icicles, no trip hazards, putting salt down on steps, proximity to the host site. If it's 200 yards from the main building, you have to figure out a way people are going to get out there.
No one's gonna want to walk 200 yards.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing too is giving yourself extra time. Whether that's
time is the key.
Heating up the trailer or taking extra time to set up. But I think at the end of the day, people do need to realize this is a mobile environment. And if it's -30 out, as much as you want to get a nice 72 degrees Fahrenheit in there. You're not really going to get that.
I mean, the event, the show will go on, right? We'll do it and it'll happen, but you may lose some of the efficiencies that you would have normally in the summer months in nice weather conditions. But you're right, time is the key. There's no special ingredient, no secret sauce to doing this. It just takes a little bit of extra time. So you should consider that too when planning logistically between cities. If you're doing something January, February, March, especially in the northern regions like we talked about, just something to bear in mind. Another key point is attendance in general. We always worry about getting from A to B to C when we do these events logistically, because there may be an act of God, a hurricane, a flood, whatever else. But we'll get to the event, we'll do the event, but then is anybody going to show up in the first place? So you have to have a contingency plan in the sense that if you were to cancel an event, you can send out communications to the invitees to let them know that there won't be an event. And then you have to figure out, depending upon how stringent your scheduling is, on when you can reschedule that. Do you circle back to the region in a few months? Do you have enough time to do it the following day as opposed to that day? So all things to bear in mind. And technology specifically, like we were talking about, and I'm sure you've seen the same thing years and years ago, not to give away too many secrets, but I remember we'd go through monitors. We'd go through a monitor like every 7, 8, 9 weeks, right? Because it'd be running down the road, it'd be bouncing all over the place. All of our trucks have air ride suspension, the majority of them do. But we'd always have issues with technology. Nowadays, it's so much more robust. Using like an iPad as an example, people are walking around with first gen iPads. They drop every 5 minutes and they still work really well. So that's helped the industry tremendously too. So temperature is key, but more so nowadays for comfort of the guests than anything. So, but you're right. Time. But
there are some specialty technology items that, for example, like the big LED screens,
laser beams
and small robotic vacuums that are going to need some extra time to get going. So I know. I think the main thing.
Have we ever used one of those on a trail? I don't think we have.
No, we have. That's kind of stupid. But I think the main thing is just extra time and expect the unexpected.
Sure. Yeah. Something else to consider with the robotic vacuum. Did you know they charge themselves and like they empty their waste baskets automatically?
The new ones, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I need one.
Yeah, I have a feeling though you get home and there'd be like a huge 400 square foot spot they'd miss.
My fear is that you have it on a schedule. You have it on a schedule and your dog just accidentally goes poo on the carpet.
Frank.
Next thing you know it.
We need to edit that
dog owner. I'm a dog owner.
So or enhance that. All right. Well, Frank, that was great. A lot of good advice, a lot of good tips. So obviously we do events year round, no cancellations. Like we said, secret sauce, allow yourself extra time. And those are some of the considerations that have to be considered, right?
Nice.
So with that coming to conclusion, I think we have a stuff this week.
We have a stuff.
Frank, I'm going to jump right into it. You're on a desert island. You know that your rescuers can't get to you for a calendar year. This is before you leave, so this whole thing doesn't make sense. What is have we already done this? What is the one album you would take with you? Oh, that's a great
album.
Yes, you've got one calendar year. And assuming you have something to play it on. Well, it's a
CD
record player. and an electrical outlet.
Well, considering the Super Bowl was just recently, I would do Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Oh, so you would have that for 1 year alone on an island.
I'd be jamming the whole time.
And then you die of malnourishment in 6 weeks. So that's cool. That's cool.
How about you?
Yeah. Something from the Beatles, I think. Maybe the White Album.
Oh,
Abbey
classic,
Road. Rubber Soul. Yeah. I think that would get me through. Assuming that you would be worried more about surviving for the year than listening to a CD player that you found.
Yeah, right.
And the palm leaves. Frank, another amazing episode. Next week's is even more exciting. I don't know how that's possible, considering what we just did today.
No idea what even we're talking
how
about.
we can outdo this one. But next week we're obviously talking about.
No, we're talking about our 2022 outlook in the mobile experiential marketing world.
Yeah, that will be amazing. So as always, thank you everybody for joining. We'll see you next time. If you'd like some more information, you can log into our website, which is
www.gomra.com, or follow us on our social media channels, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube,
Facebook. Oh, amazing. And you can always call us on our personal cell lines, which will be at the bottom of the screen.
No, they won't.
I don't have a cell phone. Okay.
Anyways.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.